So hey everybody, and welcome to the extra small studio. Today we're going to take a look at AZ Drone's tiny little studio really quick and talk about why I have what I have sitting out here. It's not just for show. Now I do have to say, I've been watching interesting YouTube videos for years on Photoshop and Final Cut, photo editing, video editing, drone flight, building your small drone businesses, which is something that we talk about a lot here. And I've seen some really cool studios. So years ago, I did have a green screen up and I had kind of this really cool background, but it wasn't working in the space. So the space was just too small. We've got the desk right over here with the computers on it for doing my work. We got one more desk over behind here. And, I've got another older Windows machine over there. And we've got all of this stuff in here. So oftentimes when we see all these Photoshop tutorials and video tutorials and stuff, people have something really cool going on or something really, kind of fetching. I love the backgrounds with the darker blues and they put up two little lights. Maybe they got a neon sign. I just don't really have the space for that. So, I could mess around for a day and try to get things lined up. We've definitely got the lighting gear to actually do a better job in here, but this is, once again, super small studio. And it's meant to be a functional studio for me because my primary work is actually not working on YouTube here and doing these videos. My primary work is going out to the field for clients. The YouTube videos and my classes that follow behind it are built off of that client work. So the number one thing is I want a functional room where I can actually get my work done quickly for my clients. And we've got several flights coming up this weekend, for instance. So I always have things in a certain way, but I wanted to show you, once again, I'm looking over here and I can actually see myself on screen as we're talking and recording, but I just wanted to show you, why doesn't Rich have that cool background? Well, we've got these cool little metal stands here and had those for a couple of years, and this is where some of my gear gets put. Now, you might say to yourself, hey, Rich, you got a lot of stuffed animals and things. Ongoing jokes with my family. Also, somewhere hidden over here are several Hello Kitties. That's an ongoing joke with the family as well. But so we got a couple of little things to spruce it up and, not make it feel totally utilitarian. But like on this area right here, what's going on here? Well, I've got some portable chargers up in here. I've got my Theta Z1 for our 360s. I've got another little extra Lume cube. I've got a circular light over here, a ring light. We do have other big lights with soft boxes. So we got a mix and match of things. But the primary shelf in here, the most important one, these are my 3 good to go boxes. So we have the DJI Avata in this one. So this one's been charged up. It was just out in the field 2 days ago. And let's see here. I'm just taking a look over so that you guys can see everything. But so here we have the Avata setup. And mostly what we've been using the Avata for is actually interior fly-throughs. This was not something that really ever crossed my mind that, hey, I need an FPV drone. But after we received this FPV drone, it's gotten a lot of work out of it. So it's been a good workhorse for us. I'm going to set this down and out of the way. So after we get back from a client job, I will offload everything. I will go through and check all my batteries, which were used, which were not used, which ones I need to bleed down a little more. So everything comes into here. It all lands on this shelf. And the shelf is, when we're ready to go. The second right here is my small Pelican case. Still love the Pelican cases. This is for our Mavic 2 Pro. So there we go, Mavic 2 Pro, some extra batteries, cables, the controller, all of that is in here. We have a second Mavic 2 Pro as well. And we also have a Phantom 4 Pro that's out in the living room area right now because it needs a charge. So this little pizza box is actually another one of our Mavic 2 Pros. So when we head out into the field, we usually have the Avata, we've got the tan case, we've got the black case, and we've got the pizza box. Just going to set that right back over there. The tan case is kind of a multi-purpose, so I'm just bringing it on over again. And let's open this up. Sorry for the loud noises with that. But this one right now, there are several items missing from it at the moment. And so what we've gotten here, I've actually got a GoPro setup with a GoPro wireless mic setup. We also have the Osmo Mobile 6 here. for when we're out in the field and maybe we want to do some Steadicam work with the iPhone 14, which is recording this right now. We also have the Canon M50, and we always do carry a couple of tripods with us and setups to connect the Canon M50 to as well. Also, the most important part about this case does come with us everywhere, are my emergency epi kits. So I have some pretty severe allergies, outdoor and food allergies, and bee stings are top in there, so we always have epi kits with us in the field, and usually I have that kit labeled. So in the tan case, right on the front, it says epi kit, epi kit emergencies. So those are usually the couple of boxes that go out with us, and these boxes are basically ready to go in the mornings before we head out and go to a client site. I will go through each of these one more time to make sure everything's charged, everything's ready to go, and that I didn't leave anything behind. Now, the rest of this area, we do have some more portable lighting for shooting interiors as well. So we've got a couple of wireless controllers and a couple of strobes for when we're doing indoor stuff. In the end, you know, this being such a small studio, it's a very functional studio for me because I have all my gear at the ready. Now, would I love to have one of those cool blue backgrounds with a neon sign? Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not picking on anybody with those. I'd love to have that set up. I need this office to be just a little bit bigger in order to do it. But so for those of you who followed along here for quite a while, I'm sure that you've wondered, you know, why hasn't Rich spruced it up, you know, made this cooler setup? And right now, it's all about, you know, space. By the way, down on the lower shelves in here, I do have a couple of charge stations for the Avata and for the Mavic 2 Pro and for the Phantom 4 Pro. So that's down on the lower shelves. Below that, we've actually got a couple more Pelican cases with older camera gear, which I just can't make myself part with, but a lot of the stuff's no longer in use for us. We don't keep a lot of extra old equipment, but there's a couple of cameras that I'm still holding on to, like my 5D Mark II, and that thing is no longer functional anymore, but got so many great years of service out of that. So before I wrap this one up, normally when we're doing the videos over here and I'm doing the tutorials, I've got OBS up in the background recording here. And so a lot of my time is then spent looking this way, and that's where the ring light comes in. And when I'm doing the instructionals, usually you see this shooting right on here. So the background for everyone is usually this area here. So now we've explained what's in the cases and what's in the little pizza box and some lighting equipment, spare monitor over here as well, and then office materials like paper and staplers and Dymo labels. Before I let you guys go, you know, I gotta say, the FAA and Dymo must have got together years ago, because this is what I make all of my little FAA numbers for my drones, is on one of these little Dymo label makers. I also label all of our drone batteries, so I know when they were purchased and you know, how long it's been since they've been cycled out for a new battery as well. So you got your standard office paperwork, and then we've got all of our standard gear that usually goes out with us. So not the fanciest office in the world, but it's functional and it does really well for me. Well, I hope you found this one interesting, kind of completely different from our normal videos. And I do want to say to everyone, by the way, so we've had a rough start to the spring with some medical stuff, and we're getting through it. Things are looking up. But I always forget to point out to everyone, you know, I did it the other day. I always have my life is good hats, you know, if I'm having a bad hair day. But one of my favorite product lines out there, no, I'm not pitching for those guys or anything. But over the years, I've gotten a lot of life is good shirts and blankets even, and these hats. And I do have to say, you know, since we're up and at it every day, doing our jobs, building our business, life is good. And I hope that you're having a good one too, everybody. Please feel free to follow along, like and subscribe down below, and we'll be getting into some more big projects this year. By the way, don't forget about classes.easydrone.net. We've got examples of all the types of work we do and instructionals for you if you're building your small drone business like we are. See you all again real soon, and have an awesome week.